this is not the first time you've stood here during a bad run. It's not the first time that things have not been great in your time as an Accrington Stanley player. The manager was very keen to stress that there was going to be no time off and it was going to be time on the training pitch until such time as things are resolved. Is this the case of there's nobody more unhappy, there's nobody having more sleepless nights than you guys who were out there on the pitch?
I guess so, but I'd still say it's got to hurt a little bit more as well. Certain, it hurts me, I know it hurts the manager. It's got to hurt everyone, and that's the only way you get yourself out of this run. Because if everyone's feeling it, everyone feels the pain of losing games, everyone feels the pain of not picking up points. Everyone feels the pain of the fans, travelling in the numbers and getting a performance which was way below par on Tuesday. And like you said, people have got to feel it. They've got to look at themselves in the mirror and ask themselves, are they doing enough on and off the field? And we've got to come out fighting. That's the only way we're going to turn the corner. It's come out working hard, fighting, and match that with other little bits that we need. And I've been on many of these runs in my career, and as I say, hopefully we can come out the other end.
We hear a lot of times like this about staying positive and being optimistic. Is it about having the right balance? Because if you come in with smiles on your faces and as if nothing's happened, that isn't going to solve the problem either.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You can't be too negative, but you can't be over positive because it comes across like you don't care. So it's finding that fine balance, and I think during my time here, that the manager has that level where lads know how that is. We know when he's not happy, and we know how to change that. As I say, the biggest thing that we need now is positivity around the place, because that'll put us on a run which will see us move up the league. We need to be positive. It's all good moping around, and there's no one worse than myself for losing games and being unhappy. But then you've got to put it to bed. You've got to put it to bed, because the games come thick and fast in this league. And if you don't put it to bed, you'll find yourself on a similar run that we're on now, but you won't be able to get out of it. And before you know it, you're struggling. So, we analysed a few things yesterday. We come out of a meeting and we thought, let's go and be positive today, and let's look at Lincoln and try and stop this little mini barren run that we're on, and we move forward and try and get a result.
Goals against, clearly a huge problem. Do you need to be horrible, obstinate, difficult? Is that something that can be kind of put into the character of this group of players?
Certainly we need to be more streetwise. We've been a bit naive at times, I feel, defensively. Not just the defence, because it's, as I say, defensively starts from the front. If your front lads aren't holding the ball up and midfield players are breaking, anticipating that they're going to hold the ball up, you get counted on. We found that a little bit to our detriment lately, where we've been counted on a few times, and we look at tightening that up. But to tighten it up, you've got to try and keep the ball, and if we keep the ball going one way, teams can't score. So we need to be better at keeping the ball going forward, and then defensively that'll take care of itself. People will label the blame at the defence, and so rightly so, they have been at fault for a lot of goals. But in football, if you keep the ball and you pass the ball, and you've got you're playing with the ball in their half, they can't score. So we need to be better at that. We need to be a lot better at keeping the possession and having more sustained play in the opposition's half, which we've tried to do Saturday.
Is there an extra emphasis on experienced players who've been in this position before?
Most definitely, yeah, most definitely, because we've been there, we've seen it, we've done it, been on these bad spells, been on good spells, and as quickly as you can go on a bad spell, you can go on a good spell. So if we go and win on Saturday at Lincoln, I know what this club's like. You can go 4 or 5 games unbeaten and you can climb the league, but we need to arrest the slide. Tuesday night was way off it, and I think it's the first time I've seen our fans really turn on us, and rightly so. They stick by us through thick and thin. I've been at the club many times when we've got defeated, but we've had to go, and you go over and clap them, but they see a performance Tuesday which was unlucky like, and we need to put that right. That while I'm here, I hope to think that will never happen again as a player, and players who like myself, players will know that can't happen again.
Is it not so much the losing, but the nature of the defeat?
Yeah, the nature of the defeat, not cowardness, but the just the lifelessness in us. You've watched us many times. We're front foot tackling, playing on the front foot, creating chances. And if you create chances and you lose, our fans will clap it off. Our fans will say, you know what, I can see he's had to go. But if you don't create chances and you just, you're a soft touch at the other end, they've got every right to boo. They're paying the hard-earned money to travel to Birmingham and places like that on a wet Tuesday night, cold Tuesday night. They've got every right to vent the disappointment when they see a performance like that. I'd do the same if I was in their shoes. So, we need to put it right for them as well, and that's what we were trying to do.
We're all football fans. I know you're a massive Evertonian. I guess you feel it the other way sometimes. You can sort of put yourself in the fans' position.
Yeah, as an Evertonian at the minute, I'm becoming disillusioned with Everton. Watching them, their performances lately have been similar to ours on Tuesday night, and it's not great. But like I said, the only way you can get out of it, and many people will say it, is hard work on the training field, hard work in the games. Can you run that little bit more? And then in this league, you need to have that little bit more as well. You need to have that little bit of quality on the ball. You need to be a unit defensively, and you need to, like the gaffer always says, you need a little bit of luck. And hopefully, we've had a lot of bad luck, so maybe get a little bit of good luck Saturday, turn our fortunes, either get a draw or a win, arrest this slide, and then kick on going into the Christmas period.
And the manager said he didn't say very much in the changing room after the game on Tuesday night because he didn't need to. Are there conversations ongoing when you're in the car coming in with your teammates, when you're in the changing room, between yourselves?
No, listen, the manager, he was short and sweet with us after the game, but there was a big inquest with everyone else in the dressing room. The lads sat in there for quite a while. There was questions getting asked, big questions of certain players. Everyone, look at themselves. And as I say, we had another meeting yesterday, and we'd like to think we've ironed one or two issues out that were sort of lingering around the club. And the only time will tell on that, but as a group, we've got to stick together. We know that. As a group, we've got to be together. Lone players, every single player at the club, when they pull that shirt on, they've got to run, they've got to fight, and they've got to give everything they've got, physically possible. Because I work really hard to get into this league. I work my stones off to get into this league, and I'm not going to give that up easily. I love playing football. I love the level that we're at. I love playing Sheffield Wednesdays. These big clubs, and I'll be giving my all this season to make sure we're playing League One football next season.